Hey y'all, I'm Yonjo with Truth is Change Sherelle, and I'm here with your monthly tarot scope for October 2016, and now we're at Pisces, so let's get started. So we're going to begin with your overall messages for the month. So you have Luna, she means moon, cycle, and then also deceit. So definitely this is speaking to, this is referring to the lunar eclipse that just happened in Pisces this past a couple weeks ago. And I think overall sort of the experiences of, because it sees here with the different like cycles here, and it's almost like this is cyclical in a way, this sort of little snake with two heads or connection. And what I'm sensing is that it seems like the experiences that have been brought about from that lunar energy has been nothing, been no good is what I'm hearing. It's been no good, and it's been like actually people who have been sucking your energy away, who have been energy drainers, who have been deceptive about their intentions, who have been coming into your life. And this is a lesson that, given that it was a full moon eclipse, like that have sort of, it's almost like the ball has been rolling in a way. Like the snowball, because a lot of ways this kind of looks like a snowball, right? Like the snowball has gotten bigger and bigger when you're just kind of avoiding these issues of the people who have been in your life, who have been draining you. And now this lunar energy is kind of forcing you to face that. Has been forcing you to, it's a snake too, like snake eating itself. That's what the cycle is right now. Or I'm pretty sure that's safe. And you can see here the little infinity sign. The little infinity sign. So definitely speak to a cycle that's going over and over and over and over again. They're gonna have to deal with. Or you're having to deal with, rather. Okay. So let's move on to your love reading. So we're gonna start off with the singles. So you have, and this is with the Prisma Vision deck, you have the Emperor in the reverse and the Gifts in the reverse. So Emperor reverse speaks to, it speaks to what I was just saying in terms of not defending yourself. Like the Emperor upright also has to do a lot with being in control and maintaining control. Reverse, it could be over controlling, but I think in this sense it could be not having a grip of things, and how you sort of relate to, I think, what this gift is. And the gift in this deck is very interesting. The way I see it, it's just pretty clear. It's like something that's coming out of nowhere that's kind of like forcing you to do. And this is a lot of what this energy is coming about. Either in the way that you relate to yourself, either it's a person that's coming back. It's also Mercury retrograde, so there's obviously some X is going to come back, or some circumstances are going to be in synchronicity that makes you face the issues in the past that you haven't dealt with. That's a lot of the energy I'm getting, is you're not dealing with it, you're trying to avoid it, and now it's kind of slapping you in the face, like, you're gonna have to deal. You're gonna have to deal now. So here you are, Pisces. But definitely with the singles here, either it's yourself or someone else in your relationship, but I'm getting it that it's you. In terms of because it's singles, it's not even like a relationship, but more so how you relate to others and kind of what you're navigating in terms of trying to find connections with other people. But this is one of the things that this lunar energy is forcing you to deal with, is just you not being in control, and you're going to have to flip it over. And being in control in this sense, Emperor, I think, has a really bad reputation in that he's really, domineering and dominating and overly protective. But I think in this sense, it's productive for you because it's you kind of taking back power in the way that you relate to other people, so that you don't have to have this gift drop down from somewhere, or this experience kind of forcing you to deal with past issues. It's like you don't even need this gift at all. Maybe that's why perhaps it's reversed. It's like, hey, we're gonna take this gift back. It's like going back up, like, oh, you're good. Like, you're gonna have to deal with it some other way. Like, we can't help you. It's kind of what the universe is saying. I'm gonna clarify, what is this gift? Okay, so the gift that is taking back is the Temperance. And the Temperance is also connected, and this is very like fiery, because the Emperor is Aries, and the Temperance is related to Sagittarius. So I think what the gift is taking back, or the gift that's being taken back from the universe, is sort of like forcing you to kind of cope with how you mix with others, like how you find your balance. It's like, we're gonna take this back and you're gonna figure it out on your own, because we've tried to tell you. We've really tried. So you're gonna have to just kind of see it through. We're not gonna just drop in your lap how you deal with this. You're just gonna have to see it through. That's what the universe is saying to you right now. I mean, that's like lunar energy. Like, the eclipses are so wild. Like, the eclipses always something goes down for me. Like, everything, something goes down. Some lesson is like, you forgot, you haven't dealt with it, boom, like, just boxes your ears in. So that's kind of what's going on for y'all singles. So let's move on to the couples. So here we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and then the Four of Cups. So I think in this circumstances, it's actually pretty positive. Like, with this Nine of Swords in reverse happening, it's just like you're releasing, you and your partner, you're committed, dating, residual energy, polyamory, like primary, secondary partner, whatever, that is you being in connection with someone, and is, in this case, in this month of October, there's a lot of releasing. It's a lot of recognition, or recognition, is that a word? Recognizing sort of the missed opportunity that you had. So you're kind of releasing the fear of like this. You're like releasing your fear when thoughts have been demobilizing you, and you're kind of, what I'm saying too is just kind of getting a move on, finding stability again. We're looking at those other cups instead of just like recognizing that they might slip away if you don't start paying attention now. Because the Four of Cups upright is like, it can, I mean, cards have so many different meanings, but right now what I'm sensing, especially because it's right below this cycle, is that it's something that is coming back. So I think it's like you kind of releasing your fear, like, all right, maybe I missed it this time, or maybe I can see it now, like whatever fits your situation with how you relate to your partner. I think it's a really positive experience of kind of releasing these self-internalized thoughts that are preventing you from seeing this opportunity, and now you're actually taking the steps to make a move on. And I'm like, what particular steps are making you get a move? What is making you get a move on? Oh, so I clarified the Four of Cups in the reverse, and I got the Sun. So what is making you get a move on is this new found energy that's like come from you releasing these self-doubting thoughts. You releasing this kind of external, releasing these external messages that people have been sending you, and maybe it's something from childhood, maybe it's something from your past relationship that has been blocking you in connecting with your current partner, but now you just have the most positive card in the deck. One of the most positive cards. There's so many different positive cards. Like, death is a positive card to me too. I mean, there's so many different ways to see positivity. But in this sense, it's definitely putting energy in the relationship once you're re-evaluating, kind of finding the role of this opportunity in your relationship, whether it's an opportunity to connect, or an opportunity to just kind of figure out what makes sense in terms of how you connect sexually and communication. These are the things that are going to be happening in February and October for y'all. All right. So next we're going to move on to the career, work, finances, school, finance, yeah, I said finances, school, whatever. So you have the first card. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. First card you have, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. This thing literally popped out of the deck. It just popped out. Like, it literally was like possessed. And I was like, okay, all right, I hear you. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, I hear you. And you also have Ace of Pentacles another time in your reading. So I'll get to that. But obviously that card is trying to tell you something about yourself, because the cards love to read you and love to drag you. Drag me too. I mean, I'm always getting dragged by the cards. And I'm like, all right, I hear you. I hear you. Repeating card, I hear you. So with Ace of Pentacles, I think it has to do with beginning a project. And let me read you the other card. So you have Ace of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and you have the Daughter of Pentacles, also known as the Page of Pentacles. So this is definitely in some sort of money issues, some sort of work issues coming about. And I think it specifically has to do with a project that you've been working on your own. You're trying to get this project on the ground, but it just feels like with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, that you've been throwing efforts into it, you've been working, but you don't see anything coming about. So you're like trying to tell people, like, this is not working. Like, this is not moving off the ground. I'm still a little baby deer. I can't do this on my own. Like, I can't do this on my own. Like, I'm trying to get this little project off the ground, but it's not going anywhere. I mean, this also has to do with your own passions, too, and how you relate into your work environment. So maybe right now you're just, like, feeling really isolated. You're feeling really isolated. And you're communicating in a very positive way, but it seems like it's going nowhere. But I think it will go somewhere, because it's the Page of Pentacles, Daughter of Pentacles at the end here, is because, you know, you've kind of been through this process, and now you're taking the step to communicate what you need. What takes me to your second part of your reading. I kind of went through that fast, but it's because you have the Ace of Pentacles here again. And this section is about the community, spirituality, other messages. Because the Ace of Pentacles came out again, but this time upright, I think it has to do a larger aspect of the community that you're in, and your, you know, I mean, it has to do with different things, but right now I think it has to do with the community, because you have the next card you have is the Hierophant, and then you have the Seven of Cups in the reverse. And with the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant, I think whatever project you were trying to start on has now come about, and you're doing it through more of an institutional way, or at least with some sort of guidance. Because beforehand, it was just not working. Like I said, it was just putting all this investment into it, but it's going nowhere. It's not growing. You're like, what the hell am I doing? Baby deer is like, what the fuck am I doing? So now you have this institution. You know, sometimes it's kind of weird. You know, with some folks, like, institutions sound very scary, but I think there's a lot of terms. I think in this situation, in terms of institution, I think it has more so to do with stabilized, structured, concrete plans, moving this thing forward. Because with the Seven of Cups in the reverse, in this deck, it's also called Fear. It's like you make a choice. Like, you kind of bring this project into fruition, and then you're making a choice about how it's going to come about. Like, you're finally making these concrete plans now that you have, like, this initial spark of success, and then you're like, well, now I have to make a specific choice. You know, now that it's actually taking off the ground, I have a specific choice, specific plan, and then it's going to lead you to... This is awesome. So I clarify the Seven of Cups. It's going to lead you to ultimate self-sustainability. So this is the Woman of Worlds, also known as the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is a very self-sustaining, very creative, very abundant. Like you can see here, this is a pregnant person here. It's like gestating. It's this creation, this mixture with water. It's like this ultimate sort of like manifestation moving forward. So yeah, I'm like really excited because it's like I'm getting to the next part, and it's just all connected, and I love when that happens. Okay, so the next part of your reading is sort of the overall advice. So the first one you have is, my home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. And here you have this card, very pretty. And then you have, I live each moment with a presence of gratitude. And you can see here, it's almost like they're the same person. Well, not the same person, but they're facing each other. This little pregnancy, this gestation, this creation. Maybe some of y'all are, I don't want to say that, but, there's this gestation that's kind of allowing you, kind of forcing you, like I said, with your initial reading, this sort of cycle, having to deal with this level of deceit, this kind of like trickery or energy drain. And a lot of times, at least for me, when I have, my home is like a space for me to recharge. I live by myself. That's not, very doable for a lot of people, but even having just my own, in other situations I was in, having my own room, having my own place in the house that was just my sacred space where I could recharge is really valuable for me to move through cycles that were really tough. And then also just allowed me to live each moment as a presence of gratitude. So a lot of times it's just like, when you're really in a hard space, it's just like see all the negative things. But I think once it's like, I understand all the negative things that are happening, but I also am really grateful for what I have. And I'm going to come back to this sort of home space that allows me to have a setting for that gratitude. Alright, so I don't think there's any other messages. Maybe one more card, okay. I'm like, the universe says one more card. Alright, so the last one is, my emotions move through cycles and connect me to my truth. You have the moon there. You have the moon again. Look at that. Obviously, you're just going through these cycles. They're difficult, but you got it. You got it, Pisces. You got it. So, thanks for. If you would like a personal reading from me, you can email me at truthischangetarot@gmail.com, and I have all my information right at the bottom here. And yeah, thanks for watching, and blessings.